Check 1 2 1 2. All right. Hey, what's going on? It's DJ iSizzle, your DJ's favorite DJ. So, let's talk a little bit about assistants. So, as a DJ, when you show up to your event, you're required to, unless the venue has equipment, but I don't recommend you use their equipment unless you get a chance to practice on it, especially if you're doing a wedding, because weddings are a big deal. So, what I would say is that an assistant is very important because they can help you with the setup process. It's going to take you less time to set up. They can help you get the speaker stands out. They can help you lift the speakers up. They can help you get your facade set up, all that good stuff. And then also, if you need them to run out to the car to grab something, they can do that for you. They can bring in the rest of the bags for you. All this stuff. It's so important to have an assistant. Not only that, but like when people see you and then they see like an assistant next to you, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's a really professional DJ. He must be really good." So they're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Like they're just gonna be like right away they're gonna see an assistant, and then even some of them they'll be like, "Wow, she's a good looking girl that next to the DJ. Like I wonder what's going on with them. I wonder if they're together. You know, I've had people come up to me. Super happy at the end of the night, and they say, "Hey, so what? You just DJ with who? Is that your wife? Is that your girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's my assistant." You know, and they're like, "Oh okay." I also recommend like if you're a guy, having a female assistant is really smart because it kind of sends a signal of like, and not only that, but like, like I've had situations like where I'll be like, a lot of women on the dance floor. If I was a woman, like what song would I want to hear next? And I'll kind of like I'll look over at my sister and be like, "What do you think? Like, what would be a good next song?" And then she'll throw a song out there, and I'll like. Sometimes it'll be okay, and then sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, that's a really good song." I'll throw it on, and then it just ignites the dance floor even more. So, very important. And also by the end of the night, man, like sometimes you'll play 4 or 5 hour gigs, and then you got to tear down the whole set. And if you have an assistant with you, man, you can do that in half the time, and they can help you load out. If you got a big subwoofer, they can help you load that into the truck. It makes life so much easier to have an assistant with you. What else can I say about an assistant? I always have my assistant drive to the venues, so then that way I can excuse me, that way I can mentally prepare for the next 4 or 5 hours that I'm going to be up there, like front and center. If I'm driving, it's a little harder to like mentally prepare. And then also if there's any last minute changes or maybe the bride decides that she needs different songs or she wants to add some songs and say you don't have it in your library, with an assistant, I mean they can be driving you there and you can be figuring out ways to get these songs downloaded and ready for the event. So it really helps that way. Also, having somebody to talk to in an hour and a half car ride there and an hour and a half back, 3 hours in the car, it's nice to have somebody to talk to, about the event and everything. And then as well as like, if you got to take a bathroom break, which I've had to take a couple bathroom breaks where I drank way too much water and it hit me at once. And, I'll put on a song that's maybe 4 minutes long and then I'll queue up another song and I'll say, okay, as soon as you see this right here, as soon as this, as soon as the song ends, take go like this and hit play. And then there's an adjustment right here. Adjust it if it's a little too trebly. Usually I know all my songs in the library and I know like by waveform and stuff. But your assistant may or may not know. Like you can try to teach them, but they're there to assist and not really DJ. So you want to keep that in mind. But having that somebody watch your equipment while you go to the bathroom is super important. Not only that, like your assistant can take requests. So if you're in the middle of DJing and the whole dance floor is just crazy like energy packed, the last thing you want to do is stop your focus and concentration for the next song and be like, "Oh, what song would you like to hear?" It just doesn't work. You just be like, "Oh, talk to my assistant. I'm mixing." It takes a lot of the pressure away, which I do recommend an assistant. If you're a female DJ, get a male assistant. If you're a male DJ, get a female assistant. It's a good balance, It makes rather than having a guy with you two dudes DJing. I mean, it's cool. But having, the opposite sex with you, it really does kind of, I think it validates you in some senses, and just people looking at you. They're like, oh yeah, it's like a team, versus in just two dudes playing. I don't know. And usually when I play, I'm always trying to play towards women in the crowd. I don't really focus on playing to guys in crowds. I really don't. Women are way more loyal on a dance floor than guys will be. Guys are only out there because the women are dancing, you know? So something to keep in mind. What else can I say about an assistant that's really helpful? If you need them to run to the store really quick, you can focus on the rest of the setup. They can go run to the store, come back. It's super helpful. I'm telling you. And I pay my assistant really well. I'm not gonna give you numbers about what I pay her, but I feel like it's important to pay them if they're always with you, meaning like they're super reliable. I'll pay a little bit more for the reliability factor than anything, because nothing's worse than having an assistant that's like, I can't make it today. You're like, really? You planned this for like 2 weeks. Now you can't make it, huh? Yeah. So that kind of stuff. Like, what else can I say about an assistant? Man, it's just, it's so helpful. It takes so many like little stresses that you don't really realize. Like if you have an assistant, like I don't DJ alone anymore. I just don't. And it's also good to travel in pairs. I will say that. It's really good, especially if you're doing like private residence or you're doing club gigs or whatever else. It's just nice to have somebody else there. And not only that, like if you're doing a 4-hour set and it's more of like a dinner set, people aren't really wanting to dance. They just want to conversate. Then it's just you standing there for 4 hours. Like it's kind of nice to have somebody like next to you can talk to, like in between, like you just be like, oh, okay. And then not only that, but like people that hire you will see that and they'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that he brings an assistant with him. Like, and then she can also like, she'll talk to like the wait staff if we do like club shows or we do like a steakhouse. Like she'll be talking to the wait staff while I'll be DJing. And what that does is I'm not necessarily going to be the guy that's going to be good at talking to the wait staff. Like I'm just, like, what do I talk about? I'm like, oh, cool. You guys wait tables. Cool. But she's going to be able to connect with them on a different level. There's something else to think about, It's nice to have that balance, versus just you and then all the attention is on you. Versus if you have like an assistant that can kind of take a little of the attention away, but not too much. It's really helpful. Really helpful. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. Yeah. The best thing I can say is just get yourself an assistant if you don't have one. It's the best thing you can do. It'll just make you look better, more professional. And yeah, so let me know in the comments if you have an assistant, if you thought about getting an assistant, or maybe you never even thought about getting an assistant. I never even thought about that. You should definitely pay them well if they're good. If they're reliable, pay them well. And yeah, make sure you subscribe if you want to. If not, no big deal. Make sure you like the video, share it, tell a friend. All that good stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. All right. Take care.